Welcome everyone to the Continental Airlines Arena in the Meadowlands for Game 6, second round Eastern Conference semifinals, with the New Jersey Nets up 3-2 over the Detroit Pistons. Another capacity crowd, but now a look at our McDonald's starting lineups. In the backcourt, Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton for the Pistons, with Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, and Rasheed Wallace up front for Detroit. And for the three-time Atlantic Division champion New Jersey Nets, Jason Kidd with Kerry Kittles, and up front Richard Jefferson, Martin, and Collins. They were down 0-2, and now New Jersey has fought back to take a 3-2 lead in this best of 7. With Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan, with a noisy Continental Airlines Arena. Our officials tonight, Bernie Fryer, Jack Neese, and Tom Washington. And Doug, as you take a look at this game, so many different aspects. We've seen two different teams with the series, a 2-0 beginning for Detroit, 3 straight wins for the New Jersey Nets. Now the pivotal Game 6 tonight.
Kevin, the first thing, if you're Detroit, you got to find a way to make some shots. They got 111 shots at the basket in their triple overtime game the other night. Only made 42 for 38%. They've got to start knocking some shots down. Rasheed Wallace has been struggling with that left foot injury. We'll see tonight if he can summon up enough energy to be able to have a good game. And Chauncey Billups, a guy who made 6 game-winning shots last year for the Detroit Pistons, has got to come through with some big baskets here tonight. He's 12 of 46 in his last 3 games. So for Detroit, their defense has been very good. They've got to make some shots.
And let's go to the third member of our crew, Dee Lynham.
Kevin, thanks much. We'll go back to Rasheed Wallace and his plantar fasciitis. And talking to Detroit's trainer, Mike Abdenauer, he said, imagine being barefooted and walking and stepping on a rock and the pain you would feel continuously. That's what plantar fasciitis is in that left foot. The treatment is ice and stretching and time, but because the part of the foot is so thick, it's really hard to create the flexibility. And Doug, I know you suffered with this injury. You could probably tell people at home the things that she really struggles with because of the bad foot.
See, it's so hard to get up on your toes. You don't have any strength, so you feel like you're playing flat-footed. The best thing that could happen for him would be for that little area to pop, and actually you do your own surgery, and then you release that pressure, and actually it's better. So I'm sure he's hoping that could happen. Question is, will it be soon enough for this season?
We've had people tell us here inside the arena tonight that the crowds in this series in New Jersey have been some of the loudest they have ever had, even sometimes louder than the games in the finals of the last couple years for the Nets. And here we go.
The guy who's played very well for us in this series has been Jason Collins. He said his numbers don't run out at you, but he said he's done a very nice job inside.
Quiet numbers and great size, of course, and just part of the arsenal of the New Jersey Nets is Kenyon Martin. Battles against Ben Wallace with an easy move inside by Kenyon Martin.
That matchup has changed. Ben Wallace is now guarding Kenyon Martin. But when you're getting overplayed, you've got to be able to get some backdoor action. That was a great pass.
Detroit got here by beating Milwaukee in 5. And the New Jersey Nets with a great dunk by Jefferson. New Jersey with plays like that from Jefferson swept the New York Knicks.
Well, you saw Rasheed Wallace.
And Chauncey Billups, who played at Colorado and has bounced around the NBA, Boston, Minnesota. Now he's found a home here in Detroit. Wallace to Rasheed Wallace, a midseason trade with Atlanta and Portland before that. And inside he goes with the rebound by Kenyon Martin. And now Kittles, wide open.
That is what New Jersey wants to do. Quick hitting action, especially a guy like Kerry Kittles. Since he's moved over to play Chauncey Billups in this series, this whole series has changed.
Billups is thriving from outside normally, but in this series, as coach just said, things have changed. A turnover by Ben Wallace. Here's Jefferson to Kidd, a 2-on-1. Chasing Kidd. And Jefferson puts it in. That ball, they say, was not in the cylinder.
Nightmare start for Detroit. This is exactly what you did not want to have happen. Dig yourself a hole. New Jersey out and running.
Releasing Kenyon Martin off the fingertips of Wallace. That foot, he labors, does Rasheed Wallace.
Watch this now. Jason Kidd looks over his shoulder. He knows if I can just get it up on the board. That ball was in the cylinder. Very fortunate there that Richard Jefferson did not get called, so they can't get in the middle and create opportunities.
Detroit only has one score on their first 7 trips into Williamson. Goes around Kidd. Ben Wallace can't tap it in. And here comes Kittles and New Jersey. Wow! Kenyon Martin.
How many power forwards can run like that, Mr. Harlan?
He's releasing quickly, but his timing is impeccable.
Well, he's counting on his guards to come back and rebound. Look what Jason Kidd does. He tips that ball. Look at his eyes. His eyes are ahead. And you look what New Jersey does. They do not run for three-point shots, Kevin. They run for layups and dunks.
Hamilton picks up his first foul. You're talking about Williamson's necklace. I see he's just taking it off. Timeout, Detroit. Just the kind of start, Doug, as you said moments ago, just the kind of start the Pistons could not hold on to.
New Jersey is a front-running team. They're on an 11-0 run, and they are out and pushing.
Fast break points of New Jersey in this series way out, and tonight way ahead.
Well, they were plus 31 at home in the 2 games. They're already off and running 5-0 transition points right now. This is a team at home. You cannot let them get into this kind of rhythm. They are playing great basketball, and you can see what's happened. In the last 3 games in the first 6 minutes, they've been outscored by 25 points, almost 8 or over 8 a game. Tonight, already 11. The worst possible start for Detroit.
Here's Rip Hamilton. Inside to Ben Wallace. Kidd is on Hamilton. Shot clock is down to 10. And New Jersey is +2 in rebounding. Kerry Kittles.
When you play against New Jersey, you got to get guys back. Almost your point guard's got to. And if Detroit's going to win this game, it's got to be a half-court game for New Jersey. They want to make it a 94-foot game.
No lead changes and no ties in this game so far. Detroit's on a 6-0 run. And the try by Richard Jefferson.
Don't bite on that fake. He's just missed 2 jump shots. That's 4 straight jump shots out now from New Jersey.
And speaking of 4, that's what Detroit has hit, 4 straight shots, and a turnover right there. Number 3 on the Pistons. Kittles against Wallace.
This is a guy who a few years ago questioned about would he ever play again. He had a horrific knee injury. They thought he might not be able to play. And he has come back. He gives them great speed in the open court. He's an underrated defensive player. Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, anytime they get a chance, make the Nets interior defenders play.
Great pass into Kittles from Richard Jefferson.
I don't know why they're overplaying so much, Detroit. The one play that I was talking about, the backdoor cut, look where Richard Hamilton is, above the three-point line. And Kerry Kittles, what he does, he works against his vision. And you talked about eye contact. And when you play with a group of guys for 3 or 4 years, as this team has played together, guys know what the other guy's going to do out on the floor simply with the look that you give one another. It's a trust, it's a resilience that you talked about that's forged under playoff pressure. This team has had some tremendous playoff battles over the last few years to get to the NBA Finals.
Lucius Harris is coming for the first time for the New Jersey Nets. Jefferson. Lucius Harris. And he gets around Wallace, and then Jefferson kicks it inside to Kenyon Martin.
Now, what a great play by Richard Jefferson. When Larry Brown talked to us before the game, he said, you know, all those...
He'll jump it along with Lucius Harris. So Kittles, Jefferson, and Martin have all 23 of New Jersey's points so far in the game.
He loves to go to that right hand. Again, he pump fakes, and Ben Wallace runs to him. You drive the ball right at the defender who's trying to close out, and now your defense is collapsed. Now you're just scrambling. And he makes a nice pass to Kenyon Martin. And, you know, you give Kenyon Martin dunks and layups, and all of a sudden he steps out on the floor, and he's more confident shooting that little mid-range jump shots. Don't allow non-shooters to get easy. You can see he was going to get a 2 for 1, and now it's even worked out better. You've got a great free throw shooter at the line. He's going to get 2 free throws, and you're going to get the other shot back. So it could be a nice way to close the quarter here as the most popular man in the New Jersey, New York area, Brian Scalabrine. Listen at this crowd.
Well, you know what's great about Scalabrine, and Doug, you and I have been to many New Jersey practices. This kid works after practice about a... Rogers.
With authority. You got a shot blocker, you can't flip it. He just went with power.
And New Jersey led by 11. We had a couple ties. They lead by 2 at the end of one. Jefferson's 8, leading the New Jersey Nets. 10 by Rip Hamilton. New Jersey led it 15-4. And 7:12 left in the first. But the Pistons close in a 19-10 run.
They start making some shots. They got their defense back, and they got themselves in the game.
Aaron Williams comes in the game for the first time for the Nets with Scalabrine, Harris, Jason Kidd. Here's Kenyon Martin going up against Williams and down low. Williams is kind of that in-between size. He's about 6'6", and tonight New Jersey has been playing big guys on him. Williams from point-blank range.
Well, New Jersey did a nice job there flashing in the middle of the floor. Detroit lost.
And they began, of course, the game 1 of 5. The Nets have missed their last 5 as they come the other way. A 12-0 Detroit run. Kittles to Aaron Williams, who is in for the foul-plagued Jason Collins.
Well, Okura went for the steal there. When he did, Detroit closed the first quarter with a great run. Let's see if New Jersey can return the favor and get themselves back in this game. Detroit has taken the crowd out of the game. Detroit now back into a zone defense.
And energy will do that for you, and some good defense. And Kidd for 3, nailing it. Jason Kidd has not had a very good shooting series, only 30% in this series, and his three-point shooting in this series down 20%.
7, and it'll be here on TNT. Back to you, Kev.
EJ, thank you. There's a look at Michael J. Fox, who has a front row seat watching the game tonight here in the Meadowlands, and Bruce Willis, even though he's incognito, you can still make him out under that hat, that Nets hat. There's Michael Strahan, the great all-pro defensive end for the New York Giants, who's now got a new quarterback on the other side of the football. That's brought some excitement here to the Meadowlands. That stadium, no more than a football's throw. A 14-point deficit for the hometown New Jersey Nets, who could close out the series with a win. But Rip Hamilton has been terrific. He's gone 8 of 13. He's got a game-high 16 points. He is standing by with D. Lynham.
Thanks very much.
All right, D, the Detroit Pistons, Doug Collins, staring at elimination coming into this game tonight.
Well, we talked about closing out quarters. In the first quarter, Pistons 19-10. In the second, 10-2. That's a 29-12 difference, plus 17. That's the difference in the game. Pistons owning the end of the periods.
So Ernie Johnson, it's Detroit up by 14, their biggest lead of the game in this elimination game, as we swing it to you in Atlanta.
Hey, how about the start of this game, Kenny? 13-2. New Jersey jumps out at home, got the home crowd going. Kenyon Martin's going nuts. What happened?
Well, I said about confidence. How does a team have confidence? They do things that they're comfortable with. How do you take it away? You start taking away things that they're confident in doing. Transition offense. Early going, the Nets in the first half, this is them, dunks. You give them dunks, you give them layups, they will be confident, they'll get excited, and they will beat you. If you could, this is all in the first quarter. 6 dunks in the first quarter. Second quarter, different story.
Did a nice job, and Lawrence Frank right now has got to summon on some big game experience that his team has. This is a team that's been through a lot. Remember the tough loss in Boston when they had the huge lead that Boston came back, beat them in the fourth quarter, almost did the same thing in game 4. They were able to hold them off and win that series. Remember the big 3 that Reggie Miller hit at the buzzer here in a game 5 to send it overtime. They won that game. So they have more big game experience together. Will that be enough today to find a way to overcome this 14-point lead, Kevin?
Yeah, exactly. This is the biggest lead that the Pistons have had in this game. New Jersey led by 2 and by as many as 11 in that first quarter, but by 2 as it closed at halftime. The Pistons were up by 14. Kidd slicing inside.
You know that New Jersey's going to make a run, though. It always happens. The home team is going to make a surge. Can Detroit fight it off when it starts to come?
Here come the Nets, shooting 36% for the game from the floor. Kidd guarded by Phillips. Wide open is Kittles. Prince is there defensively. Jefferson went around a couple defenders and across the lane with about as much grace as he'll find any player in the league, and he leads a 6-0 charge by New Jersey. Phillips, guarded by Kittles, shot clock at 1, the fake by Chauncey, launching the 3. As Collins and Wallace battle, and here comes New Jersey.
The New Jersey scores here. Larry Brown will take a timeout. You got to take the surges, the runs out of the game, keep the crowd quiet.
Jefferson, Kidd, rotating to an open Kittles for 3.
When you shoot poorly, it plays into New Jersey's hand. It's a simple game. Get the ball to the basket if you're Richard Jefferson. Put the pressure at the front of the rim. Detroit has started out this quarter 1 of 7. New Jersey has answered with a run. They trail by 8. Detroit has to talk about it. Ben's done a great job on the boards, 15 rebounds, but he's 2 of 11 from the floor and has missed 3 free throws. So I don't think he can be your go-to guy out there.
Kidd, guarded by Billups. Shot clock down to 7. Richard Jefferson and Wallace late with the defense.
Nice little back pick there by Jason Collins. A subtle little thing. It will not show up. But Richard Jefferson looked over and pointed to him, and he said, nice screen. Now a 4-point game. So we talked that run was going to be coming by New Jersey. Could Detroit fight them off? We'll find out. Still over 16 minutes to play in this game.
We've had only 1 lead change in the game. We've had 4 ties. As Phillips is picked up by Kittles, and Jefferson is quickly on Tayshaun Prince. Aaron Williams and Ben Wallace. Shot clock at 2, knocked away by Kittles. There's a 3-on-2. Kittles in the middle by Jefferson, and Kidd puts it in.
Turnovers. Turnovers, bad shooting equals New Jersey success.
2-point game. Timeout Detroit. Detroit. 19-4 New Jersey net run.
Well, you see Kerry Kittles getting into the body of Richard Hamilton on the dribble. Takes the ball to the basket, miss it, but Jason Kidd follows it up, the missed shot. Again, you see that you force Richard Hamilton to dribble that left hand, not nearly as effective. Kerry Kittles right to the basket there is Jason Kidd. Jason had been much more aggressive on the offensive end. They posted him here in the third quarter. They run their offense through him almost as a low-post player, finding the shooters. And there it is, once again, Kenyon Martin, their emotional leader, getting this crowd revved up. After a 27-point second quarter, the Pistons have scored 7 points here in about 8 minutes plus in this third period, Kevin.
In that last timeout, Lawrence Frank said to Jason Kidd, we get the lead, I will get you a blow, but right now I just got to have you play from timeout to timeout.
Are you communicating over there with them, coach, or what is that?
Well, you're behind. Last time you took him out, your team fell apart. You don't have that luxury right now.
Kenyon Martin.
Another possession is zone. That time a little more patience by New Jersey. They got the ball inside. You don't have to shoot a jump shot against it. Kevin, that was a tired shot. Richard Jefferson had a smaller player on him, and he settled for the jump shot.
The Detroit Pistons are staring at elimination. They've led by 17. They finished the first 3 quarters with a 3-point lead as you're watching the NBA. Another rebound by the Detroit Pistons. Look at them push it on a 4-on-2. But the transition defense pretty good for New Jersey. And into Okor, knocked away by Jefferson. Another turnover. Nets haven't scored in almost 4 minutes. And what a way to end the drought as Jefferson floats one up to a thunder slam from Kenyon Martin.
You know, when you turn the ball over against New Jersey, it's almost like handing the baton to the anchor guy in a relay. He's going to run down and finish.
And that is his first points of the second half for Rasheed Wallace, who now has 12 in the game.
Turnover, New Jersey, this is how they can get back in the game. If you're Detroit, if you'll take care of the ball, you'll find a way to win the game. If you turn it over and get sloppy, New Jersey will find.
Pistons have led by 17 points. And 11 points has been the big lead of the Nets. Now to this break, what do you expect defensively from Detroit?
I'm a little bit surprised Larry Brown doesn't go zone so that they can't run the play that they draw up here. New Jersey obviously has a set play they want to run. and it's to get Lucius Harris an open jump shot.
And that's exactly what they got. And Lucius Harris, who is coming off a 12-point Game 5, shooting better this series than he did against the New York.
Well, it's interesting how Lawrence Frank had said Kenyon needed a break. Kenyon actually voiced that. Richard said he was fine, and he didn't even ask Jason Kidd in that last timeout because I think everybody there now knows he's going to have to play this one out.
Here comes Kenyon Martin, picked up by Ben Wallace.
That was power there. Normally he has to try to pump fake on Ben Wallace. That time he just goes quickly right to the basket.
New Jersey has had to go in.
Well, Lindsey Hunter trying to make life miserable for Jason Kidd, pressuring him, just trying to continue to wear him down. They love this matchup here. Kerr's going to have to double team.
Nice deflection by Billups. Shot clock down to 4 for Kidd, guarded by Hunter.
That was good defensive sequence. That was just a great shot by Jason Kidd as the clock was winding down. But Larry Brown cannot be unhappy about his team's defensive effort on that play.
Kidd's got 8.5 and 11 for the game. Jason also has 7 assists. I mentioned before, one tie. There were over 20 ties in that 4-hour game the other night. A steal by Kidd. Look at the speed. You were just talking about that of Hamilton. Jefferson trailing and putting it in. And New Jersey to within 4 of Detroit with 5.5 to play in the third quarter. Timeout, Pistons.
See, Jason Kidd read that beautifully. He shot the gap on that screen. Instead of getting screened, he shot the gap, went right in the passing lane. Chauncey Billups has got to drive that ball over to give himself a better look. And Jason Kidd seems like he plays basketball with a rear view mirror. Lays it off and scores.
As the Nets run a 7-0 run.
When was the last time the New Jersey Nets led in this game?
They led 25-23 to start the second quarter. Prince with the drive and a floater and a charge. And Tayshaun Prince picks up a foul. It's number 4.
Kevin, remember when I talked about at halftime that New Jersey has been in more big games, playoff games together. This is a more battle-tested team. Will that be the difference coming down the stretch? This team has had their heart broken, and they've won some big games. Can they pull this elimination game out tonight? Maybe his biggest field goal as a Piston.
He has not won many close games. As the graphic just showed, Jefferson down the lane. Rebound, Jefferson going up, knocked away. Collins comes up with it, and Jefferson trying to reload. Only 2 of 14 3-point shooting for New Jersey. And Jefferson takes the long one and trotters down the lane.
How about the persistence of Richard Jefferson? Got 2 shots blocked, missed one, and still went back for more.
That is the first New Jersey field goal in almost 4 minutes. Shot. And for the game, a game-high 24 points. And Hamilton puts the Pistons up by 4 with 15.5 seconds to play in regulation.
Now watch the switch on this screen roll. Jason Kidd goes on the screen, finds Rasheed Wallace inside. Richard Hamilton with a nice pass. The drive by Jefferson to make it 2 once again. And then Detroit, the up fake. Jason Kidd bumps him. The follow through by Richard Hamilton. He knocks the shot down. The Pistons by 4. A little over 15 seconds remaining.
Kidd inbounds this time, aside from Lucius Harris, who was trying to do it last time. Jefferson, Martin, a lot of time to get that shot away. 9.5 seconds remaining, a 2-point Piston lead.
Remember, no timeouts. You got to try to foul here early. If you don't get a steal, you got to foul quickly.
Timeout, and the Pistons have 1 remaining. Pistons' big lead in the fourth quarter was 9, 72-63 with about 6:49 left. The Nets cut that lead to 2 on 4 occasions, including now.
Good quick score here inside by Kenyon Martin. They're still in the game. You go for a steal, you don't get it, you foul. Try to extend the game at the free throw line. Hope the Pistons miss 1 or 2 to give yourself a chance to get back in this game, but you got to go length of the floor. And if you're not capable of winning on the road, you can't win the championship. San Antonio couldn't get it done on the road. Detroit comes in, gets the win tonight. Their hopes are still alive.
Every time the Detroit Pistons in this series have shot at least 40%, they've won.
Again, against New Jersey, if you don't shoot the ball well, they're going to get out and run against you in the transition game. If you shoot it well, it becomes a half-court game, and New Jersey is not a half-court team. Kevin, 81 points they get tonight, enough to win the game.
We got a super game 7 coming up Thursday between the Pistons and the New Jersey Nets. Well, these two teams have played 10 times in the regular season and the postseason. The Pistons have won 5. New Jersey has won 5. Tonight, Detroit shoots 44%, and they beat Richard Jefferson's 24 points, and New Jersey losing 81-75. The Pistons fending off elimination. Game 7 coming up Thursday on ESPN. For D. Lynam and Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan saying so long from the Meadowlands as we take you to our TNT studios and Ernie Johnson.